Hello, today we're going to be talking about two-step equations. It's very similar to what we talked about last unit with one-step equations. We're just going to be adding in a second step. As you remember, in order to solve a one-step equation, you need to do the inverse operation to isolate the variable or get it by itself. We're still going to do that with two-step equations. Like the name says, we'll just have to do two different operations. Let's look at some examples. Our first example says 2x minus 6 equals 10. When we're doing two-step equations, we always want to do addition or subtraction first. The reason is, if you divide, you have to divide by everything. So we want to make that as easy as possible by doing addition or subtraction first. So we have 2x minus 6. The opposite of subtracting 6 would be adding 6. So we're going to do that to both sides. We'll end up with 2x equals 10 plus 6 is 16. It's important that you write down your steps as you go, because as we add more steps, it's going to become more complicated. When it says 2x and there's no operation, that tells us to multiply. So if it's multiplying, the opposite would be dividing by 2. We get x equals 16 divided by 2 is 8. Remember that we can write 1x or just x, it means the same thing. When you finish, we want to make sure we check our work by plugging in 8 for x. I show that by putting the 8 in parentheses where the x was. 2 times 8 is 16. 16 minus 6 is 10. So 10 actually equals 10. So I checked my work and I did get it correct. Okay, in this problem, we have r over 5 plus 8 equals 11. The same thing, we want to do addition or subtraction first. So the opposite of adding 8 would be subtracting 8. We need to do that to both sides. And we get r over 5 equals 11 minus 8 equals 3. R over 5. We need to figure out, what does that mean? Well, a fraction is representing division. So to undo that, we need to multiply by 5. You can put a dot or you can put times 5. Either way is fine. And we would get r equals 15. Because 3 times 5 is 15. We're going to check our work. 15 over 5 plus 8 equals 11. Remember, I show what I substituted by putting it in parentheses. 15 divided by 5 is 3. 3 plus 8 equals 11. We need to test, is that true? 8 plus 3 is 11. So yes, it is true. And my answer of 15 is correct. Okay, one final example. This one says 7 equals 16 minus 3e. This one's a little bit different because the e is on the other side. One thing that's important to remember when you're doing, when you're solving equations, is that the signs come in front of a number. For example, if I have -7, it looks like this. If I have +8, I can write 8, or I could write +8. Those are all different ways of showing positive and negative numbers. And it always comes in front of our number. It's the same here, but it's a little bit different because we're looking at this and it looks like a subtraction sign. But it's going to go with this -3e. So we need to get rid of this 16. It doesn't have a sign in front of it, so that means it's a positive. So the opposite of adding 16 or +16 would be -16 or -16. 7 minus 16 is -9. And then on this side we have -3e, because we talked about the sign goes with the number after it. So we still have to keep that to show that it was -3e. When there's no operation between them, that's multiplying. So the opposite would be dividing by -3. And we get e equals -9 divided by -3. A negative divided by a negative is a positive. We plug this in to check our answer. Three times 3 is 9. We rewrite the rest of our equation down. 16 minus 9 is 7. So we got 7 equals 7, which is true. So we know we got our answer correct. Thank you for watching. I hope this helped. I believe in you. Have a great day.